Hey everybody, Dylan here from Iceberg TV. Today we have a very exciting new drop from Thought Space Athletics. We have the Vex Plastic Expanse. This is the Lucky Lorenzen Signature Series. And I heard that these were basically a more stable version of the previous Expanse that we got, a month or two ago. And the industry standard for the 10-speed slot, like that neutral 10-speed slot, is the trail. So I've got one of these misprint Iceberg TV trails to compare it to today. Yeah, so I'm really excited to see how the old Expanse compares to the new one and compares to the trail. Because I've actually been bagging the Expanse as a little bit more, just a touch more stable option for headwinds for when the trail might get a little too squirrely on me. I was bagging one of the green trails at the time, and the green and yellow trails are by far the least stable. So got a small headwind coming in. We'll throw the trail and then we'll throw the Expanses. Just got back, played Failure Lake, Maple Hill, Wilcox Park, 3 #1 courses in 3 different states. But it feels good to be back. That's the trail. That is crushed. Feels good to be back, lady and gentlemen. It's like the Star Plastic Expanse. I forget what this plastic is called, but I showed you. You guys know what this is. Wow, okay, so a lot more flip than the trail. Wow, okay. So that headwind is really kind of helping these get some turn. So let's see how this new Vex Expanse goes. I have not thrown this yet. Feels awesome, has that same mild dome as the other plastic. Let's see what the stability is like. Oh, okay, that's the money run. I understand it now. You saw the first Expanse had a ton of turn in the mid-flight. I'm gonna release that on a significant higher amount of hyzer on the next shot here. I'm really excited how that new Vex Expanse flew though. That feels really great. I love those 10-speed molds, but it had that nice push and the stable swing at the end. All right, so now we know how they compare to the trail. I feel like the more Star Blend Plastic Expanse is a little bit less stable than the trail, and then the new Vex Expanse is a little bit more stable than the trail. Let's just focus on the Expanses here. I'm gonna put this on a bit more hyzer here. Let's see what happens. Wow, that is such a good driver. That's like the perfect Charlotte, North Carolina woods course type of driver. It's the shot shaper's dream. Pretty squirrely on a flat release, but on a hyzer release, if you have a stock hyzer release, you're really gonna like that. Now let's try the Vex on also a hyzer release. I expect it not to flip up much at all. Wow, okay, never mind. Still getting a flip, but definitely a harder fade back to the left at the end of the flight. Okay, so it's not as stable as I thought it was going to be. Not necessarily a bad thing, but that stock hyzer release, the Star-ish, I keep forgetting the name, but the Star type blend has a lot more turn in the early flight and the mid-flight, still a little fade at the end. And then the Vex one still has that same type of flight characteristic, but a bit less turn and a bit more fade. Really solid 1-2 punch. I want to give you guys a quick gander of the side profile here. I really love the side profile of these like slightly domey neutral 10 speeds. Super comfortable feel in the hand. The Vex one might seem just a touch sharper, but honestly, they molded up very similar dome, and overall very similar flight characteristics. I guess they label the new Vex ones with more stable flight numbers, which definitely makes sense. I do also have some other good news. I am sort of forehanding again. A lot of you fans of the channel became fans from my forehand tutorials, so it's been a real shame that I haven't been throwing forehands for a while now. It's been like 3 or 4 months at least. But I do have good news. I am throwing a little bit of forehand again. Anything flat to hyzer is pretty much okay. I'm just not at a point where I can flex anything yet. But let's see how these Expanses forehand. So, you know, the forehand isn't what it was yet, but it gets the job done. That was the flippier of the 2 Expanses. This is the more stable one. the new one. This like mask stamp is super sick. All right, let's try and hit a similar line. Oh, so much more stable, but still having that turn early in the flight. The consistency with the forehand is definitely not going to be there. I haven't really been throwing any forehands for months, so what you see is what I've got for now. Let's see how the trail compares to it as well, just so we can get a stability comparison here. Wow. Okay. Definitely not getting the torque and the turn that I usually get on the forehand, but you guys know how it goes. We're in the rebuilding process at this point. Just to give you guys my final thoughts on the Vex Expanse, massive W from Discraft and Thought Space Athletics. This is a pro level mold that also amateur players can throw as well. I'm throwing honestly slightly less than 60 miles an hour right now, and I was still getting these to get a little bit of flip up, a little bit of turn, a little bit of shot shaping. This is the type of driver that is really fun to throw. And as long as you don't live somewhere super windy, this is going to be a great workhorse neutral driver. For most of you guys watching this video, I love the stamp, I love the dome, I love the side profile. I'm a sucker for a good 10 speed, and that is what it is. So maybe I'm a little bit biased, but with all that being said, huge win from TSA. If you want to get one for 10% off, discgolfdealsusa.com/icebergtv. Stay humble, live with gratitude. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and take care. The forehand's not terrible right now. I still feel my bicep tendon wants to explode when I flick, but we put it past the golf green from way over there. So I guess still pushing that 400-ish foot mark. And then the trail also went about 400 feet, but it almost went in the river over to the right here. So forehand is back on track. Stay tuned for future updates.